Happy Thanksgiving. Um, so I had to do this because, well, I stumbled upon something. So I had said that I never was a fan of Charlie Kirk. I've done tons of videos explaining why, making my case for why. Um, One of the biggest things is his entire family history is so hidden. So I live in Illinois, okay, not far from where he supposedly grew up, Prospect Heights, Mount Prospect, okay. And yet I looked in. This was when he was still alive, like 6 months ago, maybe a year. I looked into his dad, his mom. Like his mom started out as some Chicago trader at the Mercantile Exchange back in the day, and then decided, oh, I'm going to go to school to be a licensed counselor. It's like, okay, so you wanted to help people, I guess, but it's just really a striking difference. But then when you start looking into them, it's like all shell companies, a lot of it, okay? That's the reason why people were like, where's his parents? Where's his parents? Well, this is when I went to look, and by the way, Donald Trump has never, ever said that Charlie Kirk's dad, even though that's the running narrative, did anything with Trump Tower. And when I've gone to look, because they'll usually list people that are involved in that kind of stuff, it says nothing about his name. But that's just neither here nor there. So this is what came up. When it's still, I mean, it still will come up depending on, but yeah, this is what I had from before. Yeah, Charles James Kirk was born on October 14, 1993 in the Chicago suburb of Arlington Heights, Illinois, and raised in nearby Prospect Heights. His father is Robert W. Kirk, is an architect who was involved in the construction of Trump Tower. Again, Trump's never confirmed that. You can't find his name anywhere, but okay, does this look at all like that? No, not even close. But the public was saying, "Where's his family? Where's his family?" It is so hidden with this guy, okay, with Kirk. It is so bad. It's so, and her, yeah. So I looked into her too because when I read that she went on to become a licensed professional counselor in LCPC, I'm like, well, then she has to be listed on the Illinois board, professional board, because anybody that has a license has to be listed and you have public access to that. I looked her up. This was when he was still alive. Wasn't there. Not under her maiden name, Smith, nor under Kirk. And then there's been these running narratives of 3 different first names. Catherine, which I guess that's the one that everybody's stuck with now. But one other name was Tina, and Kim. Kim Kirk, Tina Kirk, Catherine Kirk. Catherine seems to be the one we're going with. So there was nothing on the Professional Board of Regulation, okay? It seemed weird to me that you would go from working at the Chicago Mercantile Exchange as a trader to then becoming an LCPC, but whatever, to each his own. But what's more interesting, it's just so layered, all this bullshit. There she is. None of this. You can find her on the Professional Regulation Board now, on the Illinois. So somebody there's playing games because she was not listed when he was alive. I looked her up. I did videos about, I can't find anything on his parents. They had to throw something together because I must not have been the only one that after he died, it's like, where are his parents? Why haven't they made a statement? This idea that they're so private because they're just a bunch of shell companies around them. So then all of a sudden, once she was on, after his death, she was up on the Professional Regulation Board site. That tells you that's all corrupted, okay? That doesn't surprise me, though, does it? Not at all. The nursing board being corrupt? No, that's not it. No, I totally, no doubt there. But anyway, but she's not a nurse. She's an LCPC, but it's a license. So you go to the Illinois Professional Regulation. So after he died, suddenly it appeared, because people started asking about his parents. So they, it's like they created a background. And then I found this photo because before he died, you couldn't find anything. And this is supposedly from some family picture where Kirk and Charlie and his sister are in the picture. And that's her. And what people have done with this, they've edited it, because it's an old picture. They've edited it, and yeah. And then add it to, like, that they're mourning Charlie's death. No, I don't even think these people are even his parents, okay? I don't. This is all dirty. But let's move on. It's just strange. You know, like, I'm going to move on. So besides the picture at the White House and this one, and then that old Christmas picture that all of a sudden, those are the only three that surfaced after his death. That's it. So there's, that's her, obviously. But when you scroll all the way down to this, the address for Elk Grove Village, where she supposedly is a, licensed counselor for behavioral sleep, is this address, okay? You can see it's down here. She has one review for Catherine Kirk. 1100 Landmeyer Road, Elk Grove Village. This is her husband, Charlie's dad, business for 38 years, Group A Architecture. When I looked into this place before, it's like a shell company. You can't find anything with it doing anything in Chicago. However, look at its address. 1100 Landmeyer Road, Elk Grove Village. So you mean to tell me that the LCPC, Catherine Kirk, is doing her therapy here? No, I think this has been just, it's all shell company. It's all, there's something heavy they want to hide. Because when you look further, there's this whole Kirk family companies. Yeah, since 1969, the Kirk family has incorporated, acquired, transformed numerous companies with a wide range of industries, beginning with OHM Corp., which grew into the largest pure play environmental cleanup company in all of North America, and continuing present day ventures, which includes manufacturing, real estate development, and waste management. So the mafia, let's just say, I mean, because anybody watch The Sopranos, that's always what the running narrative was, that Tony Soprano would tell everybody, I'm in waste management. But then you go to look at some of their archived videos, and We Set the Standard has been removed. Facility decontamination's been removed. Weldon Spring site's been removed. Berlin, New Jersey from 95's been removed. And you may think, oh, well, they just want, it's just a lot to be removing. I mean, it's in their archives. Why would you all of a sudden remove it? The only one that was available, and I watched the 2-minute thing. Look at here, though. Even here, a 1993 sales meeting they remove. But you can see here, chemical fire and cleanup. Yes, they're very involved in, I guess, literally waste management. This thing is crazy. It's way back in New York. But there's more going on here. Because then when you look further, it's the Kirk Bros, yeah. Water treatment, wastewater treatment, and construction, which just keeps bringing me back to, the Kennedys and RFK Jr. saying that Kirk was like his soulmate mate. You know how much obsession RFK Jr. has with the waterways? So I'm just saying, these Kirk Bros, that's really what they've been involved in out of Ohio. I don't know what the whole history here is with architecture. The whole story is BS, and who I think is very much behind it is these two, most especially her. She looks an awful lot like the one that's Kirk's mother. This is Elizabeth Uihlein. Yeah, they're these billionaires that have been heavily involved in funding Turning Point, one, but she also has an LUMW Foundation. So the LUMW Foundation is Elizabeth's, that she started in 2017. And what that stands for, the acronym, is Lumina Christi. This is from Catholicism because they're Catholics. Yet I can't help but think there's a pretty strong resemblance